Hi fellow soulmates, welcome back. In today's tutorial, we're going to be learning how to make bubble or balloon dress. It's currently back and trending. So this was my style inspiration. As you can see, this is my recreation. If this is something you'd love to see how I put it together, keep on watching. Remember to like, leave a comment, and also share with people that might likely find this interesting. Let's get started. For today's tutorial, I work with a shirt material, and then I have roughly 4 yards here, all right. And then for my lining, I work with normal Abba lining, and then I also have the same yards as the shirt fabric, so I have roughly 4 yards as well, all right. And then let's just dive into pattern drafting. First thing you do is mark down 2 inches. So this is actually for the starting line. So this is the top line or the starting line, and then this is the front of the pattern, and then it's also the shoulder line, while this is going to be the back pattern. So for the center back, I'm going to mark out 1.5 inch. So this is going to come in as my zipper allowance later. The next step is to impute your chest line. So I'm working with 8 inches, and to get your chest line, divide your round bust circumference by 6 plus 1.5 inch. So mine is 36, divided by 6 is going to give me 6 inches. So by the time I add 1.5, it's going to be 7.5 inch. But at the end of the day, I usually work with 8 inches. That's because I use 1.5 inch as my shoulder slant. So hope this is clear. All right, so just as you can see now, I already marked my 8 inches as my chest line. Then I'm going to also come down by 10 inches from my shoulder line. So this is my bust point. All right, I'm going to go ahead and then create my bust point line like so, and then label it out as well. So after doing that, I'm going to come down by 16 inches as my front half length. So from your front shoulder to your waistline, go ahead and then mark whatever your measurement is, as you can see, and then I'm going to label it out as well. Then the back half length, I'm going to mark 14.5 inch. Remember, your back half length and your front half length are usually not equal. So mine is 14.5 at the back. So this is it for my back half length. After doing that, what I'm going to do is to mark my neck width. I'm going to be working with 4 inches, and then the neck depth 3 inches. All right, neck width 4 inches, and then the neck depth 3 inches. I'll take my curve ruler and then create my neckline like so. The next thing I'm going to mark is my shoulder measurements. My shoulder measurement is 14, divided by 2 is 7. I'll mark it on my chest line and then my shoulder line, as you can see me do. I'm going to go ahead and then create my shoulder line like so. Then for my shoulder slant, I'm going to come down by 1.5 inch. So this was the reason I added extra half inch to my chest line. So I'm going to find the midpoint of my armhole by folding my tape into 2, as you can see me do now. I'm going to fold it to my chest line, and then I'm going to mark wherever my tape stop as the midpoint. Then I'll go ahead and then go in by 0.5 inch, and then I'll connect back to my shoulder slant. I'm going to mark my round bust circumference divided by 4 my chest line, and then I'm going to go ahead and create my armhole like so. All right, and then I'm going to go in by my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2 on my waistline, and then on my bust point. So this is my dart line. I'm going to go ahead and then create my dart line. For my dart intake, I'm going to be working with 0.75 on both sides of the dart leg, just as you can see now, and then I'm going to connect everything back to my bust point like so on both sides. Then I'm going to mark my round waist circumference divided by 4 on my waistline, which is 7 inches. My dart intake replacement is supposed to be 1.5 inch, but I'm going to be replacing just 1 inch. Remember, 0.75 plus 0.75 is 1.5 inch, but I replace just 1 inch. So I'm going to mark down 1.5 inch as my side dart, because this is the difference between my front shoulder to waistline and my back shoulder to waistline. So I'm going to come over to the back, and then we are going to also impute our back neck width. So I'm working with the same 4 inches, but the depth I'm going to work with 1 inches away from my chest line. That is 7 inches. So I'm going to create a line there, and then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead, and then at that point I'm going to go in by 2.5 inch. So the depth is going to be 2.5 inch. Then I'll connect it to from that point I'll connect it to my neck width of 4 inches. Just as you can see me place my curve ruler, I'm going to first of all connect like so, and then I will take the curvy part of my ruler to create a curve around there, and then use my free hand to blend it very well, just as you can see me doing this video. So the next point is to mark my shoulder measurement divided by 2, which is 7 inches. I'll repeat it on my chest line as well. Then I'll go ahead and then create my shoulder line, just as you can see me do. Then I'm going to also use 1.5 inch as my shoulder slant, and then connect it back to my neck width with my ruler, as you can see. Then I'm also going to find the midpoint of my armhole as well by folding my tape into 2, and then I'm going to go ahead and then mark the midpoint, and then go in by 1/2 inch, and then I'll go ahead and connect it back to my shoulder slant, and then mark my round bust circumference divided by 2 on my chest. I actually have to remark this because it wasn't correct. So I will mark my round bust circumference divided by 4 on my chest line, and then I'll go ahead to create my armhole like so. And then I'm going to go in by my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2, just like I did at the front. I'll mark it on my chest line, the waistline, then create my dart line. I'm going to use the same dart intake of 0.75 on both sides of the dart line, and then I'm going to connect it to my chest line. All right, just as you can see. Then I'm going to go ahead and then impute my round waist circumference divided by 4. Then for my dart intake replacement, I will also do 1 inch. All right, then I'm going to go ahead and then connect back to my chest line. Then after doing that, I'm going to go in by 1/2 inch on my waistline, and then connect to my chest line. So what I'm going to do next now is to come over to the chest line. So watch this point carefully. From the chest line, I'll come down by 1 inch. All right, from the chest line I came down by 1 inch, and then from my shoulder line I'm going to go in by 1 inch. All right, the chest line I went down by 1 inch, and then the shoulder line I went in by 1 inch. So hope this is clear. I'm going to take my curve ruler now and then recreate my armhole. All right, so this is actually because of the star inspiration we are working with. So this is what I have here, as you can see. Then what we are going to do next now is to go over to the front, and then we are going to repeat the same thing. Come down by 1 inch from your chest line, and then on your shoulder line also go in by 1 inch, as you can see me do. All right, then you are going to take your curve ruler and then connect as well. So from this 1 inch and then the 1 inch on the shoulder. So this is what we have. You can actually see the front pattern that is a bit more curvy than the back. So I'm going to retrace the back armhole. All right, so that I can actually it can actually be the same with the front. So this is what I have here now. So this is going to be off, and then this is going to be the main armhole. So what we are going to do now is to add allowance round. So I'll go ahead and then add 1 inch to the center back, and then my neckline 1/2 inch, my waistline 1/2 inch, and then my shoulder line 1/2 inch. All right. Remember the 1/2 inch I went in with on my waistline that I didn't replace it. So if you want to, you can replace it at this point and then connect it to your chest line. For me, I'm not replacing. So I'll just go ahead and then finish up with my back allowance, do the same thing at the front, and then I'll cut out. This is it for both front and back piece, so I'll go ahead and then cut out on my fabric. All right, so this is it after cutting out. I already cut out the main piece, as you can see. This is it for the center front. Remember, the center front you always cut on fold, so I already also transferred my darts, as you can see. And then this is it for the interfacing. All right, this is the center front interfacing, so go ahead, sew off your dart. And then this is it for the back as well, so I already also cut out. This is it, and then I also cut out my interfacing, so also go ahead and then sew off your dart. So I will do just that and then bring the whole piece back. This is it after I was done sewing off my dart, as you can see, and then I iron out as well. So this is it for the back as well. So what we are going to do now is to set it aside and then bring in the interfacing, that's the lining. So go ahead and then bring in the interfacing. So what we are going to do with interfacing is we are going to place it right side facing the right side and then join on the shoulder by 1/2 inch. Do the same thing to the main piece as well, just join by 1/2 inch on the shoulder. So I will do just that, and then this is it after I was done. This is the main piece. I already joined by 1/2 inch at the shoulder, and then this is it for the interfacing. So what we are going to do now is we are going to place both pieces right side facing the right side. Make sure you align the shoulder very well, please. It's very, very important. So make sure you align the shoulder. So all you are going to do is to go ahead and then pin the neckline and the armhole round. What you are going to do now is to join by 1/2 inch. All right, join by 1/2 inch and then come over here, do the same thing, the neckline, join by 1/2 inch. So you are joining just the armhole and the neckline. So I will do that, and then this is it after I was done. So I reduced the back neckline, so I make the deeper. As you can see, it's roughly 1.5 inch I used. So I make the back neckline a little bit deeper with 1.5 inch. So I already joined round, as you can see. So what I'm going to do now is to go ahead and then notch it round. When you are done notching round, what we are going to do on the back shoulder, one side of the back shoulder, just pull everything out on one side of the back shoulder, just as you can see. So you can see me using scissors actually to push it out. Please, this is a very bad practice. I don't recommend. All right, so that you won't end up ruining your work. So you can use any other thing that you can find that will help you push it out. Don't use scissors, please. This is it, and then the next thing I'm going to do is to iron out properly. This is it after I was done ironing, as you can see. So we are going to join now. So to do that, bring it to the back, as you can see me do, and then you are going to go ahead and then you are going to open up the interfacing. To just open the interfacing, as you can see me do, and then place it like this. When you are done, go ahead and then pin it down. Please watch these points carefully so that you understand what I did here. So just open the back interfacing and then place it on the front one, and then go ahead and then pin down. All right, so if you don't get it here, also carefully watch it on the other side of the side when I'm joining, so that when I'm going to pin down as well, so that you will understand what I did. So this is it. We are going to join by half an inch. All right, so when you are done joining, just open it. This is what you are going to have. So come over here, also open your back interfacing. As you can see, open your back interfacing and then place it on the front one and pin down. So hope this is clear enough. So when you are done, go ahead, pin down, and then you are going to join by 1 inch as well. So with this, we'll have a kind of a more neater work than actually joining it like the normal way. So this is it when you are done. So I will do just that, and then I will bring the whole piece back. All right, so I'll go ahead and do that. This is it after I was done joining. As you can see, I already joined. This is it for the right side, and then this is it for the inside. So you can see it's actually a bit better. So set it aside, and then I'm going to bring in the down piece. So please ignore the stain. I actually use steam iron to iron out. So what you need to know is that this piece, both the lining and the main piece, is actually on fold, as you can see. So this is actually so my camera can cover what I'm going to do. So the lining is on fold while the main piece is on fold. So I'm going to put it together, and then the full width that I have. So what I'm using now is my waist circumference times 4. So the least you can actually do is your waist circumference times 3. So this is actually like just 2 inches to make it my waist circumference times 4. I measure out times 4, so I don't know why the 2 inches is actually out from the total width. So I don't know what went wrong. So but I use my waist circumference times 4. So you can see the lining and the main piece length are not equal. So I work with 6 inches difference. That means the main piece is a 37 inches while the lining is just 30 inches. So I'm going to measure it now, and then this is what I have, as you can see. So I'm going to remeasure. I actually made it 6 inches different. Now I'm seeing 6.5. So maybe during the ironing the length actually kind of extended, but best believe that I actually I measured out 6 inches difference. So your lining should be 6 inches shorter than the main piece. So hope this is clear. Just make sure the lining is 6 inches shorter than the main piece. So whatever length you want to use is your choice. So what I'm going to do now is to place my lining and the main piece right side facing the right side. I actually don't have right or wrong side. I'm actually saying this because of those of us that might likely use any fabric that has a right and wrong side. So you are going to join the hemline by 1/2 inch. All right, so just place it together and then join the hemline by 1/2 inch. So I will do just that, and then this is it after I was done. Please note that the side that we join now is the hemline. So just place right side facing the right side and then join. So I'm going to mark out 1.5 inch as my allowance for zipper, and then I'm going to go ahead and then pleat. Like I said before, the part we are pleating is the hemline. The same way we join. After joining, we just started pleating. So just watch carefully. I don't have any inches I'm pleating with, whether 2 inches, 4 inches, 3 inches. I'm just pleating randomly. But don't make your pleat too big, at least so that the what's it called? If you have actually seen a bubble dress or a balloon dress, you will notice that the hemline, you have seen my finished look, right? So you can notice how the hemline is. So I don't think making your pleat too big will actually be okay for it. So just do it as small as possible. So the width that we are supposed to pleat for the hemline is our round hip circumference. But for me, I couldn't get my round hip circumference, but I work with it like that and it was still okay. So just watch carefully. When I'm done pleating, I'm going to measure what I have or what I use for my hemline. So you can actually also implement that as well. This is it after I was done pinning. So I'm going to measure what I have here now to see. It was actually supposed to be my round hip circumference. So you can see what I have here is roughly 33 inches minus my zip allowance. So I'm going to join by ½ inch. While joining, I'm going to try to adjust it and see if I can get at least 35 inches. All right. So this is it after I was done joining, and then I'm going to remeasure to see what I was able to put together. So I really couldn't get my round hip circumference, so I left it that way. So I work with, let's say, 35 inches minus my zipper allowance. All right, so what we are going to do now, we are going to go ahead and then turn this. All right, remember we place it right side facing the right side before joining. Now you are going to turn it. Just hold the hem at that point and then turn it. Now we are turning wrong side facing the wrong side. So hope this is clear. Turn it now, and then what we are going to do is to bring it together and the waist at the waistline. Remember the length are not equal, so now we are going to drag it up to the waistline, and then we are going to go over to our machine and then join at the waistline. So for the zipper side, to make it a bit neater, what you are going to do is to I will advise you first of all stitch by ½ inch at the side. So just like this, turn it like this. First of all, join just the side, the zipper side by ½ inch. Please make sure you align it to the waistline, and then join by ½ inch first. This is actually to give you like a neat center back. You can as well leave it like that. If you have means to weave, then you can weave it. All right, then before you turn it wrong side facing the wrong side, and then join at the waistline. All right, so hope this is clear enough. So I will do just that and then bring it back. So this is it after I was done joining, as you can see. All right, so this is it for the waistline. Remember the hemline was the part we pleated, which is this. So hope this is clear enough. And then the part that we just joined now is the waistline. So what we are going to do now is we are going to go over to our machine and then make ruffle. You can make ruffle with your machine, you can use needle, however you know how to. So this is it after I was done making my own ruffle. Remember, is your waistline. You are making ruffle to your waist circumference because we are going to be adding it to the upper piece that we already put together. So hope this is clear. So what we are going to do now is to bring in the front piece, that's the upper piece, sorry. Make sure your gathers is evenly distributed. That is your ruffle, please. So what we are going to do now is to place it right side facing the right side, and then we are going to join by ½ inch. So I will do just that and then bring it back. So this is it after I was done joining. All right, so all you need to do now is to fix your zipper, and then this is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Just fix your zipper, and then that is it. Thank you so much for watching. If you find my video helpful, please always share, like, and leave a comment. And this is my finished look. Hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you in my next tutorial. Bye.